You
Sorry,
need to
just
check
took a...
out Adam Curtis, man. You need to check out the Adam Curtis documentaries that I keep posting. Can't get
Yeah.
you out of my head. It's a very he's not right, but it's a very, very refreshing assemblage of how to present the issue that we're in right now.
Yeah. But
And
like,
he doesn't try to provide an answer. He just tries to framework some explanation, which is
the example I always give is that like abortion, literally, it's irreconcilable because there's two sides, and one side wants abortion, and the other side that believes abortion is killing a person, and there's no middle ground. It's either yes or no.
well, yeah, and we've been made that way. Like over, like I've watched this happen growing up. You know, I was a kid of the '90s. I was born in '88. The Berlin Wall fell. Not too long afterwards. You know, I grew up in an era of peace and prosperity. Anything was possible for me. End of history
Yeah.
is a lie. We were lied to.
Well, and then, yeah, I mean, it's so, how do you reconcile that? You can't. So there's going to be strife and conflict and issues.
Well, there just needs to be a brokerage of honest grievances. And where the fuck do where do you start that? You got to start it fucking with politics and money. The kleptocratic oligarchy
Sure.
that
Well,
that's a good thing now. Like, unless we get rid of that, they're just going to keep using this shit against us.
sure. I mean, I agree with that. But another thing I think is that so our country was set up with disagreements kind of built in, so to speak. So,
Uh huh.
for example, slavery was always a problem
Yeah.
um, with how America worked. Like the founding fathers, yeah, there were a lot of founding fathers who believed that.
Some disagreed
Uh,
on it. Some agreed on it.
well, there are a lot of most of the founding fathers, a lot of them were from the South, and a lot of them did have slaves. But,
Yeah.
God damn it.
I
So,
mean, it's just how shit was done at the time too.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
people
but
moved the right standards
a lot of them
weird.
understood that slavery couldn't last forever. Slavery at the time was on the decline, and the only reason why it resurged was because of the cotton gin. But
Yeah.
even the founding fathers understood that industrialization was going to destroy. It was going to destroy the point of slavery, and so.
Yeah, and I'm sure being upstanding Christian men, they saw the inherent flaws within the
Yeah,
system in the Christian framework.
yeah, but they were men of their times, and slavery was a part of their times, and
And you're on a farm,
yeah, yeah, but
yeah,
they had disagreements on how to deal with it, so they did things like the Three-Fifths Compromise, which we're taught today is an awful thing, but it's actually, if you think about it,
it
black
was a
people.
well,
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 one, black people went from being worth not a person, not even being considered human, to at least being considered three-fifths of a person, which is better. And then on top of that, it created a way for America to peacefully figure out how to figure out these disagreements of how do we solve these issues without killing each other. And it only fell apart because we couldn't figure out a way on how to end slavery amicably and peacefully. But, you know,
well, they had more so it had to do with population demographics being accurately presented within the congressional house.
yeah.
I mean, when you get down to brass tacks about the issue on paper, it's politics and the working framework of the system. From my perspective in education, I could be wrong here. That's what it was too about me. I mean, slavery's bad. I get that, but slavery
Yeah.
still fucking exists, dude. That shit
Yeah.
ain't going anywhere. We know
Yeah.
that.
But I mean, my point though, to get back to like the abortion thing though, what I'm trying to say is that we can figure out a way we can figure out ways federally, and what I mean, not like through the federal government, but through federalism, which is each state is its own basically micronation, and we leave the federal government alone. Because the reason
Yeah.
why the nation is tearing itself apart is because lawmakers in California and Washington, or people from California and Texas go to Washington to make laws that Texans and Californians have to follow. It's basically Texas law applies to Californians and California law applies to Texans, and neither
That's
side
a
is
really good way
happy.
of pointing it, actually. That's
Yeah.
very smart. And here I am in Indiana just wanting to be able to smoke weed and own guns.
Yeah, well, and so let's let people live under the laws they want to live under, because the only laws that people consider just are the laws they want to live under. Now, I've said this argument to numerous people, and they say, well, some people might consider murder okay because they might consider murder just. It's like, well, we can also figure out ways. We can figure out ways to make laws that are internally consistent, such as like do no harm, and everyone can agree that like that's okay to do.
Yeah, it's not hard to fucking create the legal loopholes to jump through for fucking justifying murder. People do it all the time.
Well, yeah, well, and we can also we can do the inverse, where we can figure out ways to make it internally consistent. So,
I mean, hopefully, you know, all these problems, though, at the end of the day, you know, it boils down to bureaucratic systems and people problems. And people
well,
problems
yeah.
are people problems. They never go away.
Yeah, well, the issue is it is bureaucratic by nature, and our government is becoming increasingly less and less representative, which is the point of our government. It's becoming far more and more bureaucratic. Like, all the shit that happened during COVID it wasn't our elected government, it wasn't our representatives passing laws. Yeah, it was the bureaucracies mandating stuff without it being put to a vote, or without our representatives voting on it. And that's not how our system was meant to go, and so it's going to be tyrannical inherently.
Well, and it's been designed to get to this state because autocratic oligarchy. It's a bunch of corrupt fuckers with fucking money running the show. The Jews, man.
Yeah. Well.
No, but seriously, I believe Epstein was a fucking Mossad operation for leverage. I mean, think about it. So, like, what would you have to have against the U.S. for during all of fucking COVID for those spending bills to be passed for Israel still? Like, you know?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know anything about Epstein other than he touched kids and Bill Gates flew on his jet.
Ghislaine Maxwell's
and Ghislaine
father.
Maxwell touched kids. Well, she didn't touch kids, but she facilitated him touching kids.
Ghislaine Maxwell's father, when he passed away, the first prime minister of Israel was at his funeral.
Yeah.
He was a triple agent during the Cold War. He had an information clearinghouse for foreign languages in London. He had lots of connections. He worked in data analytics. Ghislaine's sisters control a company that does data analytics still.
Yeah.
It's just, dude, it stinks to high heaven a fucking, like, the money honeypot. You know? You got leverage on fucking the United States like that, you get a lot of fucking money. You get a lot of fucking money. I would think. But, yeah. It's what it is. I mean, that's my take. But I don't say that publicly because I don't want to get fucking killed.
Yeah, well, I mean, also it's pretty obvious that you could say he committed suicide because his actions led to his death. You know?
Did you see the inmate that got moved into his cell before he died?
No.
And then got moved out of his cell?
No.
Oh, dude, it's like fucking cartoonishly thuggish. Big steroid dude. Like, yeah, it's... Yeah. Well, the other thing, like, so, like, if you look at it, like, he's tied to fucking Barr's dad. He doesn't have a college degree. He was living well outside the means of his earnings. Like, yeah, sure, he was making fucking hundreds of millions of dollars. That doesn't still mean that you can fucking afford a billionaire lifestyle. There's a very, very clear difference in parity of spending there. You know, those people don't have private islands. They don't have the number of private jets that he has.
Yeah.
Etc. There's just a lot of inconsistencies. Maxwell's fucking hiding in the U.S.
Or she may have been. Honestly, so like I said, I don't know much about it, but I believe any conspiracy theory that is said it could be true, and she may have been dead for a while, and they may have just used like a body double or whatever.
Ghislaine?
Yeah.
It's not impossible, but I think she's protected by the Mossad. I think this is a whole Mossad honeypot against the United States federal system to leverage dollars to their state.
Maybe.
I mean, you were in the military. Think about that. That's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, I
You get that
guess.
up and running. It's a lot of shit paid for.
Well, maybe, but I mean, also Israel has nukes, so they can kind of. I don't know. I'm more of the opinion that
Let's get more
Israel.
money from the Americans and build more nukes, dude. Come on.
Well, but here's the thing: if they have nukes, they can just threaten to use them whenever, and then, I mean, like North Korea does it all the time.
Yeah, but they do it. They do it for food aid. I mean, there's a distinct science to what North Korea does. Like it's like clockwork in the news cycle. Like every fucking spring, like oh shit, crop harvest is bad. Oh, peasants can't eat grass, and
Maybe.
they can't smoke meth the whole entire year because they do have to eat at some point. Save a rattle for some fucking food aid from the UN guys. We're gonna nuke something. Give us food, peanut butter.
Well, I'm not saying Israel's going to be like necessarily that. Oh, if you don't give us money, we'll nuke somebody. But like, for example, the one
No,
time.
it's not to give us money or nuke somebody. It's give us money or we're gonna fucking leak these photos of you fucking diddling kids.
Uh, maybe I. How
What do
I,
you?
the way I see it is that like so the one time that the U.S. so before 1973 the U.S. wasn't really they didn't really give too much of a fuck about Israel. I mean they did, but it wasn't like the U.S. was more nuanced about Israel, and now we're it's clear that the U.S. is on the side of Israel over Palestine, and
Yeah, yeah.
the reason the reason that is that during the 73 war, Israel was actually pretty close to getting overrun, and they actually did deploy their nukes in a offensive posture, and
Yeah,
so it's not.
they lost one supposedly.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you believe the Tom Clancy novel.
Well, yeah, there's some truth to this shit. Fucking look at my
Yeah,
life.
but what I'm trying to say though is that they the one time the U.S. when the U.S. affirmatively switched from being more nuanced to being clearly on the side of Israel was when the threat of nuclear weapons being used was at its highest point.
Excellent point.
So, and that's the way I see it, is that it's just the U.S. knows that Israel has nukes, and they're not afraid to not use it. So, let's just let's just give them money so that they don't have a reason to use nukes again. Give them all the money they need to keep their defenses up, so that they can spend money on their defense, so that we don't have to worry about them using nukes.
Why don't we just fucking take their nukes away? I like that plan better.
That's
That has a better fail-safe than us giving them
that's
the
not that easy.
I mean, the other plan just has us crossing our fucking fingers still and pissing in the wind sometime, though. Like
I
on paper, on scratch, yeah.
well, I mean, why didn't we take the Soviet Union's nukes away in the beginning? We could have easily.
That's a great discussion right there. I don't know where to start
I
with that
mean,
one.
like
I love nuclear arms talks.
it's I mean, here's the thing. After World War II, Russia they had a lot of dudes. Don't get me wrong. Russia had fuckloads and fuckloads and fuckloads of men, but
Didn't have the nuclear bomb yet, though.
well, one, they didn't have the nuclear bomb, and two, the only reason they won World War II was because we gave them all the supplies they had to fight the Russians with. So
Yeah,
if
yeah. Like the fucking Russian military, when it was on its brinks, when fucking Stalin was crying in Moscow, Nazis on the doorstep. Yeah, Lend-Lease Sachs saved their fucking skin.
yeah,
But at the same
we
time,
saved
they
their
did it right.
asses, and so in theory, in 1945 to 49, we were the only ones with nukes. Now we only had like 3 or 4, but to be honest, using 1 or 2 at most, I think would have been, this is counterfactual history because we can't know, but I don't think it's unreasonable to know that, hey, um, we probably could have invaded the Soviet Union with the combined Allied forces, with the U.S. Supplying everyone with all the shit, and we probably could have taken out the Soviet Union if we wanted to.
Oh, fucking Churchill was planning for it. Patton or somebody else was fucking planning for it. Supposedly, we fucking threatened to nuke Stalin in the issue with Iran, and them not pulling out right after the war. So you don't pull his fucking troops out, we're gonna nuke them.
Yeah, and yeah, and the only reason why we didn't is because we weren't confident that we could actually pull it off. And there is
Yeah.
always that risk. There is always uncertainty. So I do I do agree that the course we took was the right course, but that doesn't mean that, something else couldn't have happened.
Um, so correct me if I'm wrong here, but my from everything that I've tried to learn about the reasons that those decisions were made at the end of the war, because it changed everything. It changed the world that we live. It,
Oh
it
yeah.
really. I mean, it did on July 16th, 1945 or 1944.
Yeah.
Um, but that was a message. That was a message to Russia, nuking those two cities. That
Yeah.
was the end of the fucking war. That was a very clear signal.
No, I mean I
Confidence.
agree because I also agree that like one,
We could have
Japan
just
was
fucking
pretty
kept
much
firebombing
defeated.
it. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, taking them by land, like how they shaped their culture, the cultural headbinding that they went through to get that kind of person to do those kinds of things. Very, very impressive. Very, very admirable.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to trying to give credit to any of the actions or atrocities that occurred, but to create that caliber of person that's capable of being those things, doing those things as a society consistently. Bravo. Fighting through that on land, fuck that. There's a lot of men.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fucked up.
No, it is. Don't get me wrong.
Do you like Dan Carlin?
I like Dan Carlin. I know about him. I know about hardcore history and all that.
You like Lex Friedman, right?
Huh?
Have you ever heard of Lex Friedman?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've listened to a couple of his podcasts, but I'm not as well versed. My old roommate loves Lex Friedman, though.
Yeah, I've been getting into him pretty hard. Jordan Peterson's been getting pretty good ever since he cleaned his fucking bedroom.
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone has their ups and downs.
No, but I felt bad for them all
Well, yeah.
because he was in a dark place.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been honestly pretty depressed ever since Megan broke up with me, so, like, everyone has their highs and lows.
Did she break up with you? Or you break up
Yeah,
with her?
she broke up with me.
Well, so your body has a physiological response that just it hurts.
Yeah. No, I've been...
Like, yeah, there's nothing. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't cause her to break up with me. But,
Yeah, it just fucking hurts, and it sucks to deal with it. It's like it's actually painful. It sucks. Shit sucks. Bullshit.
yeah, but, yeah, no, I know about Lex Friedman and all that, and I know about JP.
Did you listen to the Death Destroyer of Worlds one?
It's been a long time since it's been a long time. Like, the last time I listened to Dan Carlin was a long time ago.
I'm gonna pull this up. It's an okay one. I like Prophets of Doom, actually, about the Anabaptist schism and the Siege of Munster.
Oh, yeah, I love that. I know about that one. I remember that one.
Fucking German law dictates how long you have to suffer before you can die.
Yeah.
It's, of course. Prophets of Doom. How you like Linux?
I like it. I'm using Arch, so I'm not that crazy. But, yeah, I'm
You just
playing...
let me know you're using Arch.
What?
You just let me know you were using Arch.
What's wrong with that?
It's a very Arch Linux thing.
Oh. Oh, yeah. By the way, I use Arch.
Right.
Well, I mean, but I actually... It's funny, I actually don't consider Arch that hardcore of a...
No, dude, fucking,
I mean, Gen2's way more hardcore, and then there's other ones, and... I don't know. I don't think... Yeah, I honestly don't think Arch is that hardcore, and I think, yeah, people who are like, by the way, use Arch, like, and think that it's, like, a sign of elitism, it's like, why not Linux from scratch or Gentoo?
just go fucking build your own compiler like fucking,
Yeah.
Hang on, fucking God, what's his fucking name? I was watching that happen live. That was crazy to think about that turning out this way long term. That poor man. He was so smart.
Who, the guy who invented Temple?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
He's a very smart man.
Yeah.
Just, he's fucking good smoking weed. Maybe. Yeah, I definitely got the autisms. Oh shit, YouTube. So, like, what the fuck happened with COVID? Like, just the people saw some shit that they didn't like, and that was it.
Yeah, I don't have the inside scoop, but yeah, I mean, seems
Unfortunate.
it's pretty. I didn't think it was that complicated. Just what probably happened was is that there was somebody in the server who just was reporting whenever something they didn't like showed up and just being annoying.
I mean, you know, fucking just fucking burn out your report button in seconds there, bud. That's why I like the server. It's very untrained.
I don't give a fuck.
No,
And
no, no.
if Discord's like you're breaking your server has TOS violations, I'll just be like, listen, they're your TOS. You enforce them. It's not my job to enforce your TOS.
No, we should be good. We've got the admin for report stash. They'll see that and they're just like, all right, these guys are good.
Yeah.
We'll check it out. Moving on.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I've never understood why anyone would think that it's like my job to enforce your TOS, you know?
I'm sure it's probably in the little button that you click at the end when you're fucking setting up an account or something. Or
The EULA?
Correct. Yeah, somewhere. There's something that you agree to where you say, yeah, sure. Okay, I agree. But, I mean, as far as, like, legalese, they have way fucking bigger problems than fucking combat footage of gore that they need to be enforcing and dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and, like, these things are monetary, being monetized.
Yeah, how does Discord... Is Discord actually profitable, or are they still going off venture capital money?
I'm not exactly... Did they take VC money? I don't think they would take VC money, because they don't want to have to be put in a position where they have to monetize through the ad model stuff. That's why I like Discord. There's no fucking ads in my face.
I don't know. I'm getting tired of Discord, and I'm trying to figure out how to make an XMPP server, and once I figure that out, you bet your butt I'm jumping ship, because I just don't give a fuck.
Well, invite me. I mean, I'm going to use
Yeah.
this because I still got contact and I do fucking business through this to make money. But, yeah, I know there's going to be a jump ship to the next platform. People are rolling back to fucking other stuff like Usenet and IRC, too.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, those are just, they haven't been used so long. People aren't watching them.
Yeah, well, I wanna use XMPP because it's, in theory, you can federate it, and then everyone else can, in theory, make their own. Fucking goddamn! Everyone can make their own, and then nobody can be. You can't be banned from your own server, basically.
Yeah, that shit with fucking Big Daddy or whatever fucking happened.
Well, I mean, it's just what I've come to realize is that you can't trust anyone with power. Everyone.
Oh.
You can't trust anyone with power, so why? Nobody's gonna look out for your self-interest, so you shouldn't expect them to.
I think the Iroquois Nation actually had a very interesting democratic system.
Are you gonna pull up the Historia Civilis video?
Wait, which one?
Do you know Historia Civilis?
Maybe that's the video where he's talking about how the Iroquois Confederacy worked.
Yeah.
The Longhouse.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that was a very interesting approach to governance.
Yeah.
And like trying to keep it democratic still.
Well, that's what. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't disagree that because government exists now, we're never going to get rid of it. So the best we can do is create ways to check and balance it.
It's a tool like every other human tool. It's we gotta just figure out how to use it right?
Sure, but I think the only way to do it right is to use checks and balances. That's the only way We need to keep making more checks and balances, and we need to keep restricting the ability for government to do what it does.
To remove any impedances of those checks and balances being to operate, function properly, in due regard to ensuring freedoms due to the law, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're getting at.
Yeah, just you can't trust other people who have the power to kill you not to kill you. So we need to do everything we can to make sure they don't do that, and so we have to restrict them.
Yeah, exactly. How many times do you think you're lied to in a day, on average?
A lot. I don't know. I don't really keep track, and I don't really care. It is what it is.
Yeah. I was just curious, but I mean, you know it's happening, so it doesn't matter. That's the important thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's another thing. Are they what is a lie? Because sometimes
how many lies do you tell in a day?
What?
Just simple stuff like how many lies do you tell in a day?
Well, again, what is a lie? Because there's sometimes because I will say things that may be a lie in like whatever it means for objective reality to exist, but I believe it, if that makes sense. Like, you can believe your own lies to the point where you believe it's the truth.
Yeah, that's how you be lied to. You know, just like the little white lie, like, how was your day? What, you didn't have a good day, but say it was fine. Stuff
Yeah,
like that.
and that's another thing, is that, like, maybe I'll tell a lie, but does a lie matter if it doesn't hurt anyone? Like someone saying, "Oh, my day was good," when it wasn't good. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But
we're just talking data sets here. We're not dealing with emotions. We just want to look at numbers, right? Maybe.
Sure.
I'm just curious. You know, maybe
I
like
don't
7.
know. Yeah, okay. A couple times a day, 3 or 4 minimum, 5 or 6 on average, probably.
Same. I'm not judging you or anything. We're just.
I don't give a fuck.
No, I know. These are verbal tics from dealing with fucking autistic people. Fucking hate my god. I want to bring that goddamn store down.
Do it.
I'm pretty sure I could get a fucking away with arson. But I mean, they don't deserve the money.
Yeah.
Nah. Dude, fucking. You should owners only works 1 day a week, every other week.
Yeah. Well, it's there's something called in the Marine Corps, like, I made it syndrome, where people basically, they think they've made it, so they're like, oh, well, you can, like, there were these corporals that I had that, one sec, that they made it, so they didn't have to do any of the work. They didn't have to. They didn't even have to be around to supervise us. So what they would do every day, they would go into this room. They'd basically shut the door, and they would just say, go do the work. And so we'd be doing the work, and whenever we needed guidance or help or something, we'd go in there and ask, like, hey, can you help us? And then they'd just scream at us to get the fuck out. And that was because they had made it. They didn't want to talk to us, and we had to go do the bitch work, and they could just sit and talk in that room all day and not do anything.
Yeah, I've heard of that being a problem in the military.
Well, but it's true with everything. So, like, my boss at work right now is the same way. He's made it syndrome. So he shows up, like, couple hours every day, and then he leaves, like maybe 2 or 3. Sometimes he's there all day, but most of the time he's not there all day, and he'll show up for a little bit and then leave and bitch at us if we're not doing things the way he wants and stuff like that. But he's only there for a couple hours, so
yeah, he doesn't see how shit works day to day. So I want to run a statement by you.
Yeah.
Work is hard. A job is a competition to do the least amount of work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm definitely, not to brag, but I'm definitely someone where I do more work than I need to do, and then, there are other people that do less work than they need to do.
Yeah, I mean, it'll pay off. Somebody's going to see that as a benefit and want you on their team. You build a team of people like that, you're fucking winning, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
I think they'll be fine. Man. I need to call the CDC, man.
Why?
Need to go to the store. Autism's gone airborne. It's worse than COVID, man. They shut
Yeah.
everything down. Shut everything down. It's gonna get bad. You still out in Oregon?
Yeah, I'm thinking about moving to Wyoming though.
Mm-hmm.
I have this friend who I have a very platonic relationship with, and she wants to move to Wyoming, and she's like, "You should come with me," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll probably do it."
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, you might run into issues with work, but you know, you probably pick up some IT skills and work remotely.
Well, I mean, so yeah, I'm smart, and I think that it wouldn't be hard for me to figure something out.
No. Hmm. Where the
What?
fuck is it at? I'm looking for something. Sorry. I mean, I have a fucking plate of dragon in front of me. I had a graduation party for my cousin earlier that I had to go to.
Nice.
Dude, I took so much fucking food. I showed up like as it was closing out, so helped pull all the chairs, put the tables away, raid the fucking food.
That's what you should do.
I mean, I got the kid a fucking big ass bottle of bourbon.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a good kid. I hope he goes far in life. One of the only benefits of actually working in the store is getting to know him as a relative. Fucking smart ass.
Mhm.
Pretty talented athlete too.
Yeah.
Swimmer, yeah. He's fucking being around fucking bunch of high schoolers for more than a half hour though. I'm fucking old.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I'm the same way. I have a bunch of coworkers who are like under 21, and even 21-year-olds. Like I feel like an old man sometimes. Where I'm like, these are just like children. But like, a lot of my coworkers are under 21. And so like, hey, can you buy me alcohol and stuff? And they're like, oh my god, it's just, I'm just reminded of like being, I don't know. Because when I joined the Marine Corps, I was already 21 when I joined the Marine Corps, and that was like
Yeah.
old for someone enlisting, which is kind of ridiculous. But
I mean,
yeah,
supposedly, but it's more common than you think.
yeah, no,
From
well,
what
it is more common than because all my friends were people who were over 21. But my point though is that it reminded me of those days.
Mm. Yeah, because you were just like fucking like working as a stock boy at a grocery store or some shit. You're just like, fuck this.
Yeah,
I want to do something.
yeah,
It's very commendable.
yeah.
We need more people like that.
Be like that, yo.
They do. God, this fucking roast beef's amazing though. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Panic and cook.
Get ready, this won't be easy.
Man, nobody else showed up. Got a bunch of bitches in this river.
Yeah, well, whatever. I don't really care.
Nah, it's whatever. We still got memes. That's what I really cared about. Generally upset the fucking memes were gone. It's like, oh. That was what I was upset about. How fucking dumb is that? Oh, I'm a fucking moron. I love it. I just being silly for the purpose of being silly. Nice to laugh. God, yeah, Wyoming sounds like it'd be very nice to move to. Let's get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here.
Well, I have access to the VA home loan, and so I can buy a home right now if I wanted to. And there's some pretty cheap places out in Wyoming where you can buy land.
What's property value at? Like, yeah, I want to look. Where were you looking? I mean, you don't
Just
have
around
to
the Cheyenne area, but like, you know, I can move anywhere, and I really don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck about living around people.
Oh yeah, no, same. I mean, the only thing I'd want is like data connection. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
honestly,
Apparently, Starlink is coming out soon.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Just satellite internet's very.
Apparently, it's good from what I've heard. It's actually legit.
Not like the fucking math of the signal fucking moving. Like it's not a beam of light. You know. It's a waveform.
Well, technically, even like a.
Overwhelm you.
How many units did you get to Ukraine? Does anybody know?
No.
Hmm.
Why would I know?
5 lives.
All I know is that they're all being sent to Rzeszów, which is where my Polish family's village. It's not where they live. The village is. It's funny. So my family in Poland, their village is literally like their front door is like maybe 100 yards from where the Ukrainian border is.
Do you have all your family heritage mapped out?
No, I don't know
No.
anything. I don't know. I only know some of my Polish side, and that's not even that much. And we can't know my dad's side because all that stuff was lost. So, and my grandma, so my paternal grandfather's side, all that shit was lost, and my paternal grandmother's side, she was an orphan, so we can't know that shit either.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sucks, man. You would love to fucking be able to go through that shit and learn about it. I had the luxury of that happening with my dad's side of the family, and goddamn, it was fucking cool. You learned some great shit. You see stuff about yourself and your ancestors. It's awesome. Damn. I was really hoping you'd be able to talk about that.
No. All we know is that they're German, most likely, because of my last name. So,
The Krauts.
yeah.
Nah, I'm joking. Mostly. We should have won World War I. We fucked up.
No, I'm an American, dude. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, it's cool that my family's from Poland, but I don't give a fuck.
Nah, I think the world would be better off if they had won World War I. Honestly, we wouldn't have fucking communism and shit.
Nah, dude. We
I don't know.
we didn't kill enough Germans during World War One, and by enough I mean all of them. The fact we didn't completely genocide Germany during World War One and World War Two, like we had 2 chances. God gave us 2 chances to genocide the Germans, and we didn't do it. Like, what the fuck? So,
I mean, they're just that good, you know.
no, they're
Crafty
fucking
crowds, fucking crafty crowds, man. They'll dig a hole.
worse than cancer.
I mean, they dig in like fucking cancer, that's for sure.
Yeah. Let me tell you, if World War III kicks off, we need to bomb Dresden again, just to make sure that they know that we're not.
Really, just like, hey, you know, fucking
Just Dresden, nobody else, just to make sure they know that we're not sorry.
like, hey, we're watching you still.
Yeah.
We didn't forget. Don't get fucking squirrely. You know, Angela Merkel's thinking about that fucking Third Reich. Oh shit. Yeah, that's it. Fireball. That's crazy. You ever read Slaughterhouse-Five?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, it's got that scene in the book. Kurt Vonnegut like supposedly went through that during the war.
I don't disbelieve that he didn't.
He's a good author.
Yeah.
Actually wrote a book that started off in my hometown.
Yeah.
Jailbird or some shit like that, yeah. Cool. Wyoming land for sale. Is there any energy development out in Wyoming?
Probably. I know at the very least they probably have coal.
Yeah. Would you gonna do like a solar setup so that you can get yourself like some energy storage and like batteries so you can cycle electricity and stuff?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd have to build it up first. Basically, I'd want to make. Basically, what I want to do is I want to make like a little town, and I just want to have only cool people that I'm cool with live there. Basically, more or less.
And like maybe over time, like we could like write a document or something declaring some kind of.
Oh no, yeah, I mean, unironically, I would call the town the United States of America, and I would say that we are the legitimate government of America. But that's how you get Waco'd like instantly, so it wouldn't work out long term, but principles,
No,
man.
just to be very, very confused.
Yeah, no, but I would I would unironically say I am the legitimate U.S. government, and the Washington government is fake.
No, I am the no.
And all those guys in the Air Force nuclear silos, you have to give me codes to the nuclear weapons because I am the actual president.
Target Dresden.
Yeah, exactly. Step 1, get the nukes. Step 2, target Dresden. Listen, you're laughing, but I'm being 100% dead serious. Dead fucking serious.
Dead serious. Like, if you carry out this plan, it's fucking hilarious. Like, that's a great way
It
for
would be
the
the
global nuclear
it,
disarmament. It's
it'd be
fucking
the
incredible.
greatest meme of all time, let me tell you. Like, how'd this fucking shitposter on Discord get hands on a nuclear weapon, and why'd he bomb Dresden?
Global nuclear disarmament through bombing Dresden? That's brilliant.
Aren't Discord people supposed to be racist and like pro-German? Like, what the fuck?
Fucking 5D memes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so racist, I fucking hate the Germans. That's how racist I am.
Europeans are pretty fucking racist. They're so racist they hate other white people
Yeah.
based on their degrees of whiteness.
I don't know, Africans are the same way, though.
No, everybody's fucking racist,
Yeah.
dude. Like, I mean, any of my fucking Middle Eastern friends that I talk to, they go, yeah, my parents are fucking racist as shit.
Yeah.
My Indian buddies that I talk to, oh yeah, my parents are fucking racist as shit. I'm racist as shit. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just white people can't fucking deal with it. They're a bunch of clowns. Man, I need to get a fucking rifle.
Yeah.
Someone built one, yeah. We went constitutional carry recently, which was nice.
Yeah, even Oregon. So Oregon went from like one of the best states to own guns to like one of the worst, and it's fucking
Ooh.
insane.
Get that California adjacency working for you.
Yeah. Well, one thing I've learned living here is that if Californians move to your state, get them the fuck out.
I know, I'm seeing places show up in my state, dude. I'm trying.
No,
Can't find
get
you
them
here.
out. Get them out. I'm dead serious.
I'm trying, dude. I'm fucking trying. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy, dude. They brought Kat Von D. Like, how do I deal with that? I don't want to even fucking look at her. Disgusting. Might
No.
get HIV.
Let me tell you, California colonized Oregon, and Oregon has been permanently fucked since.
You know what we need? We need Florida, man.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. How's the weather out there?
It's been raining nonstop, which it's funny. People are like, oh, it always rains in Oregon, but it actually. Here's the thing. It actually.
You get wildfires.
Yeah, that's the thing is that our summers are really dry actually, and especially, and here's the other thing people don't realize about Oregon: only about a third of the state is actually kind of wet. The other 2/3 are a fucking desert. So
Well, that's because most people associate Oregon with
Portland.
Portland.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all of Oregon is just Portland.
Yeah, exactly. And Portland, even Portland doesn't give that much rain. Like where I live is way more wet than Portland, but the coast is by far the wettest part of Oregon. And the coast gets a fair bit of rain, but it doesn't get as much rain. It drizzles all the time, yeah, but it doesn't rain. It's been raining pretty heavily. Like my basement will flood sometimes if it rains hard like this, and it doesn't rain. It doesn't rain that hard all the time, but we've had a really wet spring in like it's June and it's been raining a lot.
Do you have a French drain in your basement?
What?
Do you have a French drain in your basement?
I don't know what that is.
So
Probably.
it's a hole dug below your basement's floor line,
Yeah.
so that when it does flood, the water floods into there first, and it has a pump that pumps it out.
Oh, no, we don't have that. This house was built in like the 30s.
Oh. Well, I mean, the rainfall patterns must be new to that region, because usually, like when flooding's an issue and they're building homes and they put basements in them, they'll do that.
Well, okay, when I say it floods, it's like there'll be a little bit of water on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
It's not like you'll drown in the basement if you stay down there.
No, but like around
It's just a puddle.
we have homes that are built like in the late 1800s, and like there's new construction going on. Because obviously, the more pavement you put down, there's more drainage issues. Blah 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 blah. So like sometimes people will get like a standing foot to 3 in their basement around here from an occasional, Derecho.
No,
or
it's
like,
not that. It's not like that. Like It's just it's just like a puddle of water. It's not bad.
Oh, so it's not really flooding then.
Well, I say it's flooding, but yeah, it's not flooding. It's not really.
I'm fucking with you.
No, I mean, it is what it is.
I'm just joshing you. I'm just joshing you.
But
Do you need to go back to school at all?
I don't really want to go back to school. I could get my
College
It-
fucking sucks now.
yeah, well, the thing is that like I'm really good at academics, which is why I don't care about it. It's like I'm already I like one thing I like doing things that I'm not good at. Like I like figuring out how to I like training myself basically. And
Yeah, the Montessori method.
yeah, I don't give a fuck about academics anymore. I stopped giving a fuck in my senior year because I'm like I already know how to do all this and it's just too easy. Like
Yeah,
I didn't get
you're
the
like-
best I didn't get the best grades and I didn't get the best grades because I didn't know how to do it. It's not I didn't know how to do it. I just didn't care.
Yeah. Like there's some people that are just good at school as opposed to being smart, you know?
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying. What is it? Autodidactism or something like that for
Yeah.
learning?
Yeah, I don't know. I got bored with it about 2/3 of the way through my junior year, and then my senior year, I just was like, I just can't give a fuck about this anymore.
Yeah, I didn't like the whole so like my thing that left a bad taste in my mouth was going back for like a second bachelor's just to pick one up because grab something in computer science, whatever. I actually picked up some useful knowledge, but I didn't get the degree. Dude, like they wanted me to fucking retake all my core eds. I'm not retaking fucking public speaking. That's a bullshit fucking course, you know.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that to exist. I don't want to waste my fucking time, nor my money.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got into a fight with people. I was working at the school. I thought it was really fucking stupid, and I got fucked over by an instructor for a scholarship I was going for and put a lot of effort into. And the
Yeah.
dude that he suggested fucking bombed his polygraph test. He panicked. Yeah, so he didn't fucking even get in. Jeremy got in, of course, but I probably would've fucked it up anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty cushy. It was like $4,000 a month to go to school for the feds.
Wow.
You gotta sign some paperwork and do 4 years of work afterwards and
Well, yeah.
get a cup every month. But I'll do it. Whatever. Fucking around me, shitbag. Yeah. Just. You trying to get a PS5?
No. I don't really give a fuck about gaming anymore.
You trying to make money off selling PS5s?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why? Should I?
No, I just I've got this this bot server that I'm in, and it's popping like live feeds for like Target local, so it'll tell me that there are 2 PS5 digitals in Wadesworth, Ohio, at this Target
Yeah.
as of 8:27 p.m. Yeah, it's fucking if it's a buy you, it's free money essentially if you can resell it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about console gaming or anything.
No, I don't gamer anymore either. If you're looking to make a buck, I'll decide essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to offer people
Yeah.
things that I know. Useful info.
Not my thing.
Ah, yeah, I got you. Zilla, Wyoming. Are you gonna build a home?
If I do the VA home loan, I can't.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I gotta have a place already built.
What kind of layout would you want to do?
I don't know. That's the thing. I'm very like, I just want a home.
You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah. I like older style homes. I'm not really into the that was another thing. My like Megan, she wanted all like new shit. She wanted like a new basically like a modern home and I'm like, but modern homes are so disgusting. I don't know. I'm someone that likes I don't like novelty. So like my first motorcycle for example was a Honda Shadow and
Hmm.
I chose it because it looks like a Harley, but I like the cruiser style because cruisers are timeless. Like you can see a cruiser today, you could go back to like the 40s and see a cruiser. Cruisers are a timeless style. The bike I'm riding right now, the Suzuki Bandit, it's a cool looking bike, but it's definitely dated. It's a 2008 model, and it'll be a lot. It's a liter bike, so it's 1,000 cc's. It's a huge has a huge engine for a motorcycle. It'll stop most motorcycles on the road today, but it looks dated. It looks kind of it looks not it's definitely not the coolest modern looking thing. I don't give a fuck about that, but I like things that
No, it's all
like
about what you like. That's what. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. It's all about
but what
what
I'm
you.
trying to say is I like things that look timeless. That it doesn't matter where you put it, it will look timeless. It'll look cool no
Yeah.
matter the time.
Same. Same.
Yeah. So,
Same. Yeah.
but yeah, that's but so Megan wanted like modern shit and I just didn't give a fuck about that. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I mean, you really like stuff like that's where relationships starts hitting the rocks and shit.
Yeah, but my point is that like you're right. I'll know it when I see it, and I'll know it when I see it, and it's probably gonna be some older style ranch house, basically. More than likely.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Um.